Ladies and gentlemen, it's your buddy Charlie, and you probably noticed I'm sporting a new hairdo, man. Wow, I went into a place, guy speaks pretty good English, and I told him, I don't think he quite understood that I wanted it a lot shorter. And I told him, I said, I want it short on top, mnogo shorter, And he said something, I said, I don't know, about like this. And then he cut it like 4 millimeters. So it's short anyway, but I like it that way. I still look young, man. I'm 37, baby, and I don't look it, man. I look back, all my buddies in high school, I talked to some of them still on Facebook. I look at their pictures, I was like, oh my God, they look like they're 50. And I still look like I'm 20, man, because I'm living well. And anyway, what we're gonna do, I've got some wonderful guys down in Australia. Stash, Nix, Alex, and Davo. What's up, boys? Staradish. Stash, such a good guy. He wrote to me, and he said he's a Serbian background, never been to Serbia in his life. And he said down in Australia that they're lacking in like a lot of Serbian foods. They don't have a whole lot. I mean, there's a ton of Serbs down there, man. You Serbs have inhabited every corner of the globe, man. So he wanted me to show him today some more fast food. These wonderful gentlemen like my food videos. And something I wanted to show him today is something here. I just do this together because one of the few things in Serbia that's cheap, really, is like your bread items here in Serbia. Bread in Serbia is hleb. And one thing that's frustrating, I've showed this before, this is a loaf of bread here, and this is the kind I buy. A lot of Serbians do not buy this kind. They'll buy these big loaves of bread that you have to cut with a knife. And I always buy this one because I'm from the United States, I'm used to sliced bread. But what's frustrating, that you get one big chunk like this and it usually is tossed in the trash. And the rest of it, it's like, it's normal sliced bread, but it doesn't hang together like our American bread. But it's cheap here anyway. It's one of the few things here. Serbia's expensive, but this loaf of bread, I've ate half of it, I'm sorry. This is 45 dinars, or 45 dinars is like just about 50 cents in the United States for a loaf of bread. So that's a really good price. And bread is a huge, huge, huge part of the Serbian diet. And I've become that way also. Whenever I eat like a big meal, sarma or something, whenever I first got to Serbia, people would hand me a big thing of bread. They'd pass around this big bread, and I asked a friend, I told this before, but I said, what do I do with that? I didn't know what you did with it. I didn't know if you put something on it, you make it into a sandwich, you do what? He said, no, you fucking eat it. I was like, oh, okay, I eat it. Okay, thank you for a big chunk of bread, man, But it's good now. You tear it, you dip it into the sauces and stuff. So you use your hands with it, of course. But it's good stuff, and I'm used to it. And once you start getting into that routine of having a piece of bread, it really fills you up a little more. And that's what my friends told me, that they've over the centuries here, when the Turks were here and times were hard. And so bread was a really important thing. So they'd always ate a big piece of bread to kind of fill themselves up, so they didn't have to eat much or more of the other things, Oh, my throat's dry. Anyway, oh my God, it's been gorgeous outside, man. My parents are suffering through the worst winter they've had in years. It was like -9 Fahrenheit, which is -22 Celsius. They just had another snowstorm yesterday. Here it's 55 degrees. They said tomorrow 60, 60 F. I don't know what it is in your stuff. 18 in your, 15. Unbelievable for February 15th, man. The weather's been phenomenal. But anyway, let me shut up and get to the point here. This is a breakfast thing that I put together here, which you can buy in Serbia for under $1, under 80 dinara. Here in Serbia, I just went to a little place. Serbia has like a monopoly on food places. You'll know, like Walmart does in the United States, kind of. But in Serbia, they have like a place called Maxi. They've got Roda, which means stork in English. They've got, what's that other one? Idea, and then they've got one here in Niš called Dis, D-I-S. And at Dis, I got this for 20 dinars. 20 dinars is less than a quarter in the United States. This was 20 dinars. I got this. This is something else you'll notice in Serbia that's very, very popular. They've got a whole aisle. Coffee here is huge because Serbs love coffee. And in the store, it's kind of cool because they have one huge. Serbian markets don't have a lot of things we're used to. It's got a bunch of crap, really. But one thing they do have a ton of is coffee. Some places will have two huge, massive things of coffee, different things, and these are one of the biggest sellers here. This is called 3-in-1 Nes coffee, and this is like 15 dinars. And so you just rip it off, put it in hot water, and stir it up, and you got yourself a coffee, and it's really, really good. And this is different flavored. But then the other thing that they do in Serbia that I've talked about in every video is a PEKARA. PEKARA in English is a bakery. And so this is the one thing you'll notice when you go to a town that's everywhere. You cannot get away from banks, PEKARAs, kladionicas, and shoe stores. That's the things that dominate Serbian society and Serbian cities are PEKARAs. PEKARA's just huge. You know, USA, it's huge to just go into a fast food place, McDonald's, Hardee's, Wendy's, whatever, to buy you a quick something to eat, Subway, get you a quick thing. Serbia, they don't. They go to a PEKARA. And this is why. This is called a Kiflice. Kiflice is what it is. It comes in different shapes and sizes. This in here, you can see, it's massive. Some of them are rounded. And there's a really good PEKARA in Zvezdara in Belgrade that has these Kiflice that's got like sunflower seeds on it. Inside it's got olives and cheese, but they're rounded like a croissant type thing. This one here is a Kiflice also, but it's a slightly different shape. This here was 40 dinars for this huge thing here. So you can see, this is why. And it's got cheese. It's kind of ribbed, and it's got cheese on it, a different style of cheese. Really tasty thing. Really fills you up. That's one reason why that it's very, very common here in Serbia. Across from about every single school, most schools in Serbia do not have a cafeteria built into the school like we do in the USA. You pay your lunch card a week and you go to the cafeteria and you eat, you know. And here in Serbia, they don't usually do that. Some schools do have that, and kids are on lunch programs and stuff. If they're on budget, that means they've hit good enough level to where they qualify for scholarship type thing. Then they get a card. They can go down and like get a whole big meal for really, really cheap. But most kids are not on that because every year in Serbia, they kind of raise the requirements. And so across from every school, usually, you'll notice like a PEKARA that has different things like this, breaded things. I mean, there's a ton of them. Huge thing. I'm going to take my camera in there and show you one. There's a really nice lady down here that speaks English, and I'll go and show you what you get. And the great thing about it, a lot of them are open 24 hours, and it's always hot, fresh, good bread products, you know. And it's really, really filling. You can see this is a huge thing. So anyway, this was 40 dinars. This was 20. And this coffee, where in the name of God did I put the coffee? I don't know. Oh, here it is. And this was 15. So let me see if my American math. This would be 55, 65, 75 dinars for an orange, a cup of coffee, and a big thing of bread, man. You know, can you beat it? No, you can't really. Not much you can get for $1, you know. In the USA, for $1, you know, McDonald's always has a $1 menu in the USA, so you can get like a bacon, no, you can't get a bacon, egg, you can get a sausage biscuit maybe, or a cup of coffee for $1. Here you can get this whole entire thing and be really, really full, you know. This is really, really good also with a big scoop of Ivar beside it. And Ivar's like that peppery condiment thing that they eat a lot of here in Serbia. Anyway, that's it, folks. Kiflice, PEKARA's a great, great place to go. Very, very common in Serbian culture to eat a ton of bread, man. Anyway, that's it. I got more videos to do later, but my internet here, oh my God, it's been a nightmare. So anyway, pozdrav, Stash, Nix, Alex, Davo, love you guys. Volim te, bratzo. Take care. Pozdrav.